to Hubert's Projects, and if you notice, I'm not Alex, I'm Keith. I seem to be Alex's East Side liaison, so whenever he says, hey, there's something cool on your side of the state, I want you to go buy it for me, I have to hook up the trailer. Here I go. One of these days, Alex, one of these days, you're going to do the same for me. I'm going to find something cool on the west side. That being said, I have like 25 cars, and I'm trying to get rid of them, not gain more. But anyway, we are on our way to go pick up one of Alex's old projects that resurfaced again. It came up for sale for way too much, and then I offered him a little amount, and he said no. So we said, okay, it's probably going to be gone. And then it was still for sale, and then it was still for sale, and then it was still for sale, and eventually his asking price lowered to lower than what I had even offered him. And now I offered him even less, and we're picking it up for basically parts price. So anyway, we're going to get reunited with the old project, but stay tuned to find out which one it is.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Keith. As you can tell, I'm in a Toyota. More specifically, I'm in Thunder Bucket. Luke and I worked for a couple hours this morning, and I'm driving Thunder Bucket home to pick up some tires for Keith for one of his Jurassic Park Jeeps. And I'll be meeting Luke, and we're going to head down. Keith got a little excited last night and got Stomper running.
Okay, I gotta admit, this is pretty fucking cool. Fucking minty. Maybe I do have to own one of these.
So now that we know Stomper runs, we need to figure out what this draw is on the battery. He did send me this video last night.
I think I figured out why the battery was dead. That told me goodbye, and the key is out. So the radio never turns off. Lovely.
And there was a toggle switch on the radio when I owned the car to turn the power off, so maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's something else. We can always run to an auto parts store nearby and grab a battery if we need to. Otherwise, I've only seen the car in pictures since I sold it, and we're gonna head down there. All right, so got tires loaded up on the roof and the back, and Luke showed up. Yeah, Luke's being a little fussy right now. Holy crap, Luke! You shaved. Here's a Mountain Dew. How's that? Does that make you happier? Perfect. All right, Luke's ready to drive. We're gonna head on out. Luke might need some Mountain Dew. Or need more Mountain Dew. He's a little cranky. I woke him up from his nap. Well, it wouldn't be a car rescue adventure with Luke unless we had the threat of snow. It's early November, not even hunting season yet, and we're in a winter weather advisory starting at 4 p.m. today. So this will make it interesting since we will be once again driving into a storm. This happened last year when we got this car, Thunder Bucket, and the year before when we picked up those two Volvos out of Detroit. Keeping with tradition, I like it. I've lived in Michigan my whole life. You'd think the weather wouldn't surprise me, but it's snowing, even though the radar shows nothing. This is gonna make it fun because I am way underdressed for this. Because I checked the weather yesterday. It was supposed to be sunny, partially cloudy, and a high of 50. Nope, not 50. Kind of hard to see, but it's snowing, and up ahead, it's snowing heavier. Well, we're less than a mile from Keith's house. Kind of excited, but not excited. It's snowing. I hate snow. Oh, how I loathe the snow. I think the power steering on this car went Alrighty. Well, it's snowing. And there's Thunderbucket. Not Thunderbucket. Stomper. Still blue. With my horrible, horrible paint job on it. Over top of a horrible, horrible paint job. Still has the racing exhaust and the Hyundai wheels. Missing part of the trim there, but that was missing in the first place. Still got its hood pins, and the windshield seems to still be intact and not broken. So that's a win. The grill is in the back of the car, and the battery tender's just on there charging it. And don't worry, the hood pull didn't work when I owned it, but thanks to Luke over there, we have a parts car, and Stomper will live again. Stomper's gonna get some new doors because that door is trashed. So Luke, what's your first thoughts of seeing it again?
I don't even know how to process it all yet, honestly.
It's like, it's a dream.
I know. I never thought I'd see this car again, but here we are. The interior is maintained good shape, which is surprising.
The window's not broken yet, so
Yeah,
that's good.
Because those are impossible to find nowadays.
Right. Well, we got the hood open. It got tacoed, so that's cool. Luckily we got a spare. That was a brand new radiator when I owned the car. And yeah, we're saying was because it's got stop leak in it. So it's all sparkly. I stuck my finger in there. It feels like coolant, clear coolant with a lot of water. The timing cover is off and the brand new timing belt is ripped, so that's great. Luckily it's non-interference, so we'll just send it and drive it home like that.
He's missing a water pump bolt too.
Oh, good. Yeah, they don't need water pump bolts either.
I think that's the bolt that the cover actually goes in.
Oh, okay. And they hack job the wiring, so this will be
what is even
a
the
lot
wires
of fun.
for?
Well, I remember one wire was for the electric choke, and then the other was for the fuel
Yeah,
pump.
that's this one. And then they did this, like they drilled a hole and taped it in the firewall. Now there's tons of wires running around the master cylinder and all kinds of crap.
Good times. So we're gonna set up a tripod and cameras as Hemi's helping wherever he went. Hi, Hemi. And we're gonna see if we get this thing started again.
I can hear the pump clicking. The distributor is really far forward. Yeah, the distributor is like max forward right now. Somebody's got the timing way off in this thing, unfortunately. Yep. Hopefully it's not the belt off a tooth. But yeah, that distributor is like locked all the way forward right now, which is not really what we want. So I guess let's go ahead and grab a 12mm out and start adjusting some stuff. Alrighty, well, let's start off by trying to set the lean best idle. We're actually not going to do that at all, but we're going to do like basically a baseline right now. So we're going to adjust the idle mixture screw, which is this little one over here. So this is going to set it running from lean to rich. Let's see how many turns it is out. I got a half, quarter, half, 3/4, 1, half, quarter, half, 3/4. That's, oh my gosh, this thing's so far out. We got like 2.5 turns out of it. All right, so from the factory, you want to bottom it out. Don't force it. And you want to turn it back about a turn and a half. So we're going to kind of remember this spot right here, Chinese vanadium open. So there is one. We'll do about a 1.5. That's roughly 1.25, but it'll be all right. The idle is sitting pretty good, so I think we're going to be okay there. I still think it's all due to the timing, that it's complete crap. Hopefully the belt's not off a tooth. But we'll see what happens. You want to go ahead and fire it up again?
All right, so we checked the timing. Well, Luke checked the timing, and it's super advanced.
Yeah, it's like 40 degrees at idle right now of advance.
The fact that it actually starts is amazing, but it pops like crazy. So we're gonna try to get the timing set back to 0, and then advance it to 12 degrees where these cars like it. All right, it's a little hard to keep the phones dry, but we pulled the plug on cylinder 1. So cylinder 1 plug we pulled out. Plug is super black. It's running really rich. We are at top dead center on cylinder number 1. We're gonna double check the distributor is in time correctly, but as you can see, our timing marks the yellow paint pen. That paint pen on the pulleys down there is for the focus phone, but the timing marks down there on the pulleys are for 0 degrees, and then up here on the engine, that is the 12 degrees timing we want to be at advanced. That's how these cars like to run. So what we need to do is we need to get the cam pulley. This mark is for 0 degrees, so we have to bring it back to 0 degrees to line up with this mark here. So we're about 2 or 3 teeth off on this belt. Not a big surprise to us at all. Luke is checking to see in Thunderbucket if he's got a spare belt with the timing marks on it, just for this kind of scenario, and we'll pick you up here in a minute. Big shout out to Keith and Triumph by Air for giving us a hand with this. Hey look, I'm on his toolbox. So Luke's dancing, you hear noises. We go this way, it's running. So we had to do, like I said, we had to pull the timing belts off and adjust the timing. It was about 2 or 3 teeth off. It's not 100% perfect yet, but she's idling, will rev up and not pop and backfire. So this is good news. We're gonna get it up on the lift, try to see what's going on with the brakes. I don't care if the back brakes work, the e-brake does work very good. We're gonna do the fronts, make sure those are stopping us. We're gonna take it for a quick rip down the road and see if we've got our issues fixed.
Solid.
Yeah, there's that hole right there where your foot goes.
Yeah, Spud's got the same hole.
Well, that was a big piece of something.
Spud's still got the same holes, what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
not too bad.
No, it's all patchable.
Yeah, we can fix it with the parts car.
Yeah, the inner rockers were actually more solider than I remember.
Yeah, they're a wee bit noisy, but it's not too bad. All right, well, what do you want to do? Just put brake fluid in it and see where it's leaking, and then.
Yeah, I'll somehow climb
Because
in.
if the front brakes are working, we might as well just.
If it's the rear, it's most likely the rear brake line is blown out.
Yeah. 'Cause I know one of the rear was blown before.
Yeah, it was the left rear wheel cylinder blew out, so we capped it off.
Yep.
I'm guessing the rear line's rusted out the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So let's put some fluid in it, and we'll hit the brakes and see what happens.
I'm gonna go check the rear end out.
All right, so Luke is a real friend. He is actually doing all the work for me,
Nah.
since he knows these cars inside
I'm borrowing
and out.
your lift springs when we're done, so.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're taking the lift off of this car and putting it back to stock. The lines are all kinds of screwed up. Someone disconnected the brake line, as you can see.
It looks like they put new wheel cylinders in it, so we might be okay with wheel cylinders, but either way, we'll rebuild the full rear brakes later.
And they capped the lines off and said it has no brakes.
And this line goes to nothing.
That's good. It's Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth brakes.
So we're gonna take this fitting off here, hoping to save it, and we are going to cap off the rear brakes and then test the brakes to see if we get front brakes. If we don't, we'll chase everything forward. Update. We capped off the rear brakes, attempted to bleed the front brakes after adding fluid, and have come to the realization that either A, we have a bad proportioning valve, or the brake booster is shot, which isn't out of the question. We got looking into the car more. Someone ran into something with this since I sold it and kind of damaged the front end. Unfortunately. So instead of just being like cheap, we're gonna drive back home, order parts, and come back. Because, it's fun. We gotta drive the car home now. We've got it running to this point, so we'll come back with a carb jetting kit for the Weber. We're gonna rejet the carb. We'll do an MR2 brake conversion when we come down because, we're already in there. No use wasting money on other parts. We'll get it fixed and drive it home. All right, so after an unsuccessful day of rescuing Stomper, we got dinner. And we found Keith. Hi. And there's Luke over there. And as typical fashion, we got to bring Keith a present. This time, I brought him Jurassic Park Tricks cereal to go with the Jeeps. There you go, Keith. There's your cereal.
Oh, thank you. That is awesome. I've never even seen this before. Overuse every tool I had. I
Well,
wouldn't
we try
mind.
to not be too into your stuff, so I forgot about these. Put them to you back and keep this one forward.
And look, Keith has his Jurassic Park Tricks in front of the JP12.
Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome. Well, we are east of Lansing in the old Thunder Bucket, the gas station, getting fuel. Driven about 250 miles today so far. Just getting gas, getting something to drink, heading home, and we're gonna see how we'll get Stomper back. Like I said, I think we'll drive it back, but we found an engine by my house that Keith needs, so he offered to trailer it out to us. So maybe it'll get dropped off. Who knows? So thank you very much for watching. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you on the next Toyota Tercel adventure. Also, lastly, as I spill gas on the ground, we averaged 23 to 24 miles to the gallon all the way out here. It's pretty good for this old of a car. Yay, Toyota.